But they're going to leave a letter. Like, I'm so confused. Like, oh, you're so gracious. So when did you type this letter? Was it before you got to the altar or after?
Right, because...
It makes no sense. He still was suited and booted.
This was apparently right after she walked off on
It makes
him.
no sense.
So she walked off, immediately found a desk and a pencil and paper.
Hello, my beautiful people. Thank you so much for joining us again. I'm your girl, Intisar Eleanor. This is my beautiful husband, Joseph.
Hey.
And we are back to talk all things Married at First Sight, Season 17, Episode 2. So, any new things going on with you?
So many new things. We don't even have the time.
We don't even have the time. Well, listen, Joe is a part of a foundation called Life by Music. They are doing a fundraiser.
Mm-hmm. The Rock and Run.
The Rock and Run
is going to be in Vegas the weekend of November 11th. So we do like a 5K, which is really cool. And we do a charity golf tournament, which was a lot of fun. My first one was last year, and I had a lot of fun. Zar had a lot of fun, too. She didn't golf, but she had a lot of fun because she was just inside.
Everybody was buying me drinks at the thing. It was wonderful.
So we do the charity golf tournament, and then we do a concert at the end, at the very end. So it's a great weekend if you on the West Coast, if you in Vegas that weekend, the weekend of November 11th, and you want to do any of the things,
yes.
You can
We'll
sign up. You can go to lifebymusic.org or find me, inbox me. I'll give you the information for it. Yeah, but
I'm gonna leave a link below in the description box so you guys can check it out. And if you are like in the area, by all means come through. It's for a very good cause. What they do is donate guitars and instruments and lessons and their time. This is a rock band who donates their time as well to Opportunity Schools, Opportunity People, veterans, young people, and donate instruments and music lessons. And we want to make sure that we keep that going. The arts are so important. So wanted to call that out because I think that's a big deal. So yeah, let's dig on into Married at First Sight, Season 17. I'm bored with the dragging out of the weddings.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. They ran a promo piece at the end of this episode that says something about like next week the couples move in, like says something to the effect of they're moving on with their lives and together or something. I'm like, no, we're not. We're still at the wedding. We're still at the wedding next week, so no one's moving on. This is just part 2 of week 2, pretty much. Literally.
So we're literally when the episode opens, it's Emily and Brennan who are getting married. Who actually, now that I'm looking at them, is really a nice looking couple.
They are. And I think they're one of the couples that I think is going to be they are really attracted to each other. Like they seem, after seeing their reaction and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I think that they are at least physically attracted to each other.
You could tell. I think that they find like they're having they're kind of feeling each other, and I kind of like that.
Yeah.
But what I thought was weird, and I think you echoed this sentiment, was 2 things. One, they made everybody sit outside.
In Denver, Colorado.
And I get it. It's Denver, and I'm not from Colorado. But are people outside like that in the snow?
Not sitting. Not just sitting having a conversation like we are. You would never just do this outside. They make them, they literally leave the altar, and they set up a couch in the snow. There is a seat. There is tables. There is champagne. No one wants to drink champagne outside in the snow.
That was probably why they ain't cast black people too, because ain't no black person was doing it.
We're not doing it. But also, it was given like, can y'all not afford to like, you know what I mean? Yeah, another space. Like, can y'all not go inside? It was given like Lifetime / Tubi.
What was weird to me is that it's not even like this most scenic looking place.
No, it's not.
So it's not like you're on like this mountaintop and these kids sit down and it's just stunning scenes.
No.
It's just like a house in the background.
It is. It's really. I think that the place is rather ugly. I say it every time we
You do
watch.
say it.
I do think that. I mean, I think that they went a little extra for the where the ceremony takes place, because that part actually looks really
It did
nice,
look nice.
with the stairs and how they put. And I think that they had to go a little harder with that, because the rest of whenever they're filming in the other place, is it me or it just looks ugly? Like the couches look old and decrepit and dusty, and it just looks like a very old like place, but not old rustic chic, just old.
Just I could dig it. I could dig it. So when they first walked out, Brennan asked Emily, "Have you ever been in a relationship?"
I thought that was so corny, and I said it at the time when we was watching this. I just said I thought that's so corny, because, and not the commentary. It was the fact that if this show is truly real, truly a reality show, you cannot show your hand at how much you're overproducing. There's no way that walking from the altar, this man already has information on his wife that she's never been in a relationship before.
There's no
Unless
way.
somebody from production tells him this.
Right, because even like a friend or like even let's say somebody in the audience knew her, they wouldn't know that of her.
No, you wouldn't know that.
You wouldn't know that. I thought it was just odd, and I feel like I don't know. I felt like their banter was really cute, which I appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
And you could tell, like I said, that they were attracted to each other, which I appreciated that as well. But as they were talking, he was saying things. You ever talking to somebody, and I think I get this rap a lot because I'm always trying to be comedic relief, I feel like. Mm-hmm. And sometimes people just don't get it. I mean, that very rarely happens to me, if I'm being honest, because I'm brilliantly funny. But sometimes he was trying to be funny. He was talking about his dad, drinking vodka like water, which is what people say about Russians all the time.
Right.
And she was like looking at him like, oh, well, he got a problem. Like, and I thought, like, girl, you've never heard anybody say that before?
Yeah, it was just evident that she didn't get it. Like
it was weird because I understood exactly what he was saying.
But this is part of why I think this woman has never had a real man.
And that's what I was getting at.
She don't, the personality.
Even the faces and stuff, like, girl,
she kind of dry. The personality is kind of dry. And them looks is only going to take you but so far. Like, she cute, but
and
it's
that means, like, to the sink.
I mean,
them
literally.
Looks is, you taking them looks to the sink. Okay?
Literally. And I worry about that part of their relationship because he seems like it's kind of socially awkward. As he seems sometimes, he can have a conversation. You know what I mean? And so if he's throwing out some jokes or whatever, and they going, I mean, as basic as that.
But they was going like over her head.
As basic as a Russian who drinks vodka. That's not no intricate deep joke
at all. It was just fascinating. It was fascinating, but I am excited to see where this goes. This is my prediction.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be annoyed by her, but it's going to be showcased as her being annoyed by him.
What do you mean by that?
Like, she's going to visibly... It's going to gaslight us as humans because she's going to be like the one with the problem, but she's going to be describing it to us like he's the one with the problem.
Yes, I understand that.
And I don't know what it is because I like her. I like her personality. I think she's like, cute, for all intents and purposes. But something about her gives me gaslighty. I don't know how else to say that.
I mean, I agree. She was giving it to me from the very beginning when they were talking to her about, why she hadn't been in a relationship. Her immediate reaction was to say that it was everybody else but her, which I thought was so weird. Like, everybody you met was just whack and couldn't hold a relationship for 30 years, your entire life. That's like, for you to say that and not even blink when she said it, to me just gave like narcissistic.
It just was really, really, it's funny because I think we overuse that term, narcissist and narcissism and all of that. And I think we do it with a lack of understanding of how people get to that space. Not you, I'm just saying in general. But she gives blonde to me. I think she gives blonde white women. Not even like ditzy. When I mean blonde white women, I mean there's a certain amount of privilege and power that comes along with being certain people in the world.
Yeah, yeah.
If you picking up what I'm putting down.
Yeah.
And with that sense of privilege and power, you can almost be very disconnected from people around you.
Yes.
Or from how people feel, disconnected from, you know what I mean, your own actions and everything like that, and how they may affect other people. Yeah. She gives me that.
Yeah, I agree.
If that makes sense.
Like, yes.
Yes, yes. And not for good, but for evil. So, so yeah, let's talk about Austin and Becca. So, somebody, and I don't want to jack you up because I want to get your name right, because you were literally commenting on throughout the video, and I couldn't be more happy with that. So I want to give you your props and say thank you for like engaging us, because that makes it fun.
Also, thank you to the people who comment and timestamp what they're talking about.
Oh my God, I love it. Let me tell you something.
Great.
The Virgo in me
Diligent.
loves it. Joe knows if I love anything like that. Like, I need to know the whole thing. But Armchair Psychologist 2423, I'm banging with you. Only because I want y'all to know, like, even if y'all are talking to us about anything, whether y'all think we wrong or not, we enjoy it.
Also, is that their name? I love that name.
Armchair Psychologist.
Great.
2423.
I love that. I also am an armchair psychologist.
I can't. No, same. But I do love that name. We do appreciate you, and we just really want you guys to keep being engaged. Shout out to Ruthia, who followed me from my other channel on over here to talk and chat and hang out with me and my husband. Shout out to my bestie. And so we wanted to dig in. I want to give you guys your props first before we talk about Becca and Austin, because Armchair Psychologist 2423 pointed out, y'all don't think it's weird that they paired him with somebody who just had surgery for her ovaries, so for endometriosis.
Yes, I said that. Because do we know if that is like where she is in that process? Like, do we know? Did she give any more into, like, you know, how it's affecting her moving forward so far? Like, does she have any more information on that?
No. So, and I understand us not getting all that information, but they did not give us that. So, endometriosis is when, like, you have like the lining of the uterus, but around the uterus you have normal tissue, but even around that there's a thicker lining of tissue. So when you're having your cycle, you shed the lining of your uterus. But when you have endometriosis, because you have a thicker lining, your body continues to shed. So a lot of women experience extreme cramps. I hope I'm explaining this correctly or as close to it as possible. Extreme cramps, extreme bleeding. So it really is a serious thing for a lot of women. And a lot of women suffer from this. So it's not, it's not an abnormal thing or anything like that what she's going through. I'm glad.
But it can also affect your ability to have kids, right?
Yes. Yes. And for some people it does.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, when I talk about in the first episode, going to the deep end and, throwing a bunch of different stuff at the wall. Like, to me, this is another thing. And not that, anyone who's dealing with this doesn't deserve love. That has nothing to do with that. And more to do with this process and the type of people that I think if you are blindly pairing somebody, you should go after. And to me, that type of stuff, it's the reason I wouldn't have paired a guy who has a roommate. You know what I mean? I wouldn't pair a guy, one of the other seasons, who doesn't have a job. You know what I mean? And it's not that men without jobs don't deserve love. It's just that, like, we are pairing, this is a blind thing. Let's be a little bit more conservative with how we do this, because, again, you're only picking 5 couples. You know what I mean?
I feel what you're saying, but so this is something that affects about less than 15% of women. However, that's because they may be either underdiagnosed or not diagnosed, right? So that's a big part of it as well. And I do think, I don't think that it's normal to have endometriosis, but I do think it affects quite a bit of women. So the fact that one is a part of the season is not a big deal. The problem is being married to a woman with endometriosis is not a big deal. Having endometriosis should not affect you finding love.
Right.
Big period. However, we're talking about people coming in any ailment. Hell, you could have any ailment, you know what I mean? And you're coming in and you don't know this person. Like, being able to take care of your spouse is something over time people take more and more pride in. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get that sense of, like, a specific sense of care.
Well,
mind you, she's fine now. She's had the surgery, but I'm just saying.
But that's the thing. We don't know that she's fine, right?
Sure.
And so that's what I'm saying. Like, also, it takes equity to show up for your person in a certain way, right? Like, I don't know how many people who are just dating somebody would stick by their side if they had a severe case of cancer or some serious ailment where it takes a lot. We all know caregivers, and it takes a lot out of you, right? I saw a member of my family recently, and they're a caregiver for somebody else in my family who has a serious ailment, and just seeing them, they aged like 10 years ahead of what their natural age is. And this is because they're a caregiver. It takes a lot out of you. And I'm sure that for them, it's second nature because that's their spouse. So they don't think about it. You know what I mean? And that's been their spouse for years, right? But if you just dating somebody and you don't know them, right? That's a lot to ask of somebody who just met somebody a week ago, right? It's just a lot to ask, or to pair somebody with somebody who maybe, let's say she can't have kids. Like, that's a lot to ask somebody who just met this person and don't even know their last name for real. You know what I mean? So I just think in shows like this with this type of setting, it's just too, like, somebody had a simple comment that I really appreciated on, I think it was on our YouTube, that said, stop playing with these people's lives. Like, stop playing with these people's lives. Like, be serious about how you do this. And really, I feel like there isn't enough fine-tooth combing of these individuals. Even for somebody to have the inkling, the nerve to show up, walk to the altar, and then leave. That's something that y'all should have seen in that person when y'all was vetting them. You know what I mean?
1,000%. But I want to say this. Like I said, I don't think that what she's going through, women have certain things that we experience and at a specific level that we experience them. And a lot of times, women don't say that they are in chronic pain. They think that that's just par for the course because they are going through a cycle. But I don't think that it's a big deal that Becca has endometriosis right now. Like, I really do believe that Becca will be fine. I don't think this is an indictment on who she is. I think that women's reproductive health is really fucking important. And I just hope that she's with somebody who is caring and understanding. And it's unfortunate because we just don't know that yet.
Right.
That's you know what I mean? And I think that that's what we're getting at. Not that just because she has an ailment that means something. It's just more that you just hope that you're with somebody who cares. You know what I mean? So, but I did like them, and I love the way she came down the aisle. Didn't she seem excited?
Yeah, I mean, so if I had to rank the couples very early on, Becca and Austin would be number one to me because I think that she gives a lot of the same genuineness that I get from him.
Yeah.
They seem genuinely excited and into each other the most out of everyone that we've seen, at least so far. So it has been cool to see them interact. And I like her. To me, she's probably, out of the individuals, she probably might be my favorite person.
I'm certain my favorite person is Michael, and it's like really upsetting to me.
Well, Michael technically isn't on the show.
I know.
So
True. But after Michael is Lauren. But no, I agree. I think Becca is really dope. I also think Austin is dope in his own certain right. But I love that he cried. Like, he was so worked up that he started crying. I love that.
Yeah. And it seemed genuine. Like, he seems like he's genuinely into the process, and he's excited to see. He was excited to see her.
Yeah.
And he was probably excited that he was into her, because you just never know when
never
that
know.
person comes through that door. This is
I
a
can't
blind.
imagine.
I couldn't imagine like the relief I would have if somebody walked in the aisle and they look like you. I would be like, I might have to take a minute and just really be like, thank you, Jesus. Like, I would be terrified that they would send me an ogre.
But could you imagine, like, let's say we did this, like, I would be worried about us years ago.
What you mean?
Like, I think we would definitely be attracted to one another. But I wonder if our personalities would be ready enough to endure getting. I mean, no, we kind of vibed.
Yeah, I would.
We kind of vibe though.
Honestly, for me, it would just be literally like nervous about the appearance.
That's so terrible. It's so vain.
Well, no,
so
I'm saying
so terrible.
No, I'm saying in this scenario that you were raising.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I think we would be all right. I just think the fights would be fighting. But
yeah.
But I think the makeups would be making up.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I did like that he cried. I like that he showed emotion. I'm glad she affirmed him. Like, I love that you're showing emotion. Like, bring me the emotional men. Because I like emotional men, too. I think it's underrated. I think you should be with somebody who can be happy, be sad, you know what I mean? Be overwhelmed, be able to explain those things. Like, I don't want them, like, being nonchalant and pretending like nothing affects you is corny as hell.
Well, it's also just a lack of emotional intelligence. Like, it's society's stereotypical thing to paint your quintessential man as not having emotion. Everybody has emotion.
Yes.
It's just how you understand how to interpret that emotion, how you communicate that emotion. And so if you do not know how to do that, then to me, that's a huge problem, especially when you walking into a relationship blind. One of the things at the top of your list should be emotional intelligence. You don't have that, you're bound to drizzle. Every episode this season, oh my God, you brought it back. I didn't bring it back, so now I'm here.
I was just joking.
Too late.
So yeah, I really like them, and I think his mom is going to give him Austin. That is, his mom's going to give him a break from I think she trusts him a little bit because Becca seems like really good, awesome, like genuine energy.
She does.
So I don't think he has anything to worry about.
Yeah,
there.
she does.
So Lauren and Orion got married, and I really like Orion. I know he a little.
I don't think she like Orion. That's the issue.
I said the same thing.
Yeah,
I thought the same thing.
But she's such a nice person, and I think she's committed to this process that she's gonna stick through it and see it through. But early impressions, at least for me, I don't think she is that into him.
So let me say this. So this is my thing with Orion, right? He's not. I like his energy. I think he's very sweet. I think he's very nice. But his physical attraction isn't what it could be. He's not a bad looking guy. Sometimes people just don't do what works for them.
1,000%. I agree.
So I think if she switched up the glasses, you know what I mean? Put the man bun up.
She would have to do a lot.
But that don't mean that. I think we got time. I tell people all the time, I took somebody from Jeffrey Dahmer to Ryan Reynolds. That's not even a joke. Like overnight.
I don't know that she has the capacity to do that.
Oh, you don't think?
Yeah.
Because you do got to have an eye. Like, I see him.
Yes.
And I think what I could do to make him look like that guy. Because he really
But that's because you look like that girl. Does this make sense? That's why I said that's why I said what I said about her having a capacity. I don't think she does.
Because he could look like Michael. Michael is different. He
could.
But he got a vibe.
But that's what I'm saying.
him.
That's what I'm saying. You will have to have the eye to transition from Orion to a Michael. And I don't know that she got that.
You don't think? All right.
Yeah.
You know what? But what I'm getting at is she's something is not connecting because she was very gracious. Let's be clear.
She was.
And you can tell she's very open, which I love. But you can also tell she's very much like,
okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But he gifted her turquoise. I don't understand why she didn't wear it on the day of.
It didn't fit. She didn't like it. Like, honestly.
You don't think she liked it?
Nah, you could tell she didn't like it.
But I think
she's just very nice.
But I do think she would kind of regret that. Because if I was getting married to somebody who had such cultural significance as like turquoise or the yarn in the hair or, you know what I mean, opal earring or whatever, I would feel like, damn, I missed an opportunity to ingratiate his culture and mine. Because if you start talking, if culture is so important to you, because she said that. She said that culture is important to her.
Yeah, she did.
And somebody gifts you something like turquoise. To me, I don't know. If he gave you a tennis bracelet, you would have worn it.
Because it's a bracelet. If
she could have wrapped it around
you are also very particular about your appearance. So I think that not knowing this person, like a lot of times you do stuff for me because it's for me. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So
but
again,
if you don't know this person.
Exactly. I'm talking about the equity. If you don't have that equity and you're particular about how you look, you're just going to kindly put that thing to the side. Everything she did was super respectful, but you could just tell that like she wasn't really feeling. She took out the necklace, like, you know what I mean? You could just tell.
You think?
Yeah.
I like her though. And I don't know what it is about her, but she just has a really grounding spirit to me.
Yeah, she just got genuine energy.
Yeah, she did, and which is cool because I kind of like. One of the things I'm liking about the Colorado cast is that it's not like the San Diego cast. Like, I don't feel like they have an agenda.
Yes, I
Does
can agree with
sense?
that. Yeah,
I don't feel like these people are on here to get their followers up or anything
or
like
get some
that.
brand deals and some endorsements.
I don't feel that way. I don't know what it is. I feel like these people, as much as I'm not like super excited about the cast, I do love. And that might have been the idea around going somewhere as cold and
that wasn't it.
But
I'm not giving that to them.
Okay. But I do think it's a very different, it's refreshing. Let me say that.
Yeah, it is.
To not feel like somebody trying to put on airs or going to tomorrow try to sell me flat tummy tea.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I really do like that. So I really do like Lauren and Orion, and I thought it was cute. But the kiss.
Y'all, the kiss was terrible. It was terrible. It was so bad and cringy. And I don't know if she wasn't ready or if he just has never kissed a black woman before. I don't know. Like, maybe he never kissed somebody with lips. You know what I mean? Y'all know what I mean by lips?
Stressing me out.
Like, it was just I don't know what. It was terrible. It was terrible.
I don't know about that. I don't know, but it was fat. It seemed like it caught her off guard.
Yes, that too. But like, he didn't really know. He went low, she went high. I don't know. It was awkward.
So y'all gonna think this is weird, but I want to talk about this piece. I think independence is like an undercurrent of like a main point in this episode. I don't know if you guys, it was kind of like brought up several times. So Orion, in his description of him, they said like, oh, he really does love independent women. He understands. He comes from a group of women, and that, you know what I mean. Like, he respects the women in his life and everything like that, which I do think is fantastic. But why do people feel like they got to say that?
I don't know, because I don't feel like it's fantastic. I feel
what you
like,
mean?
I feel like you're an adult. Why is this such a big badge of honor in our culture?
But I think that
and I mean American culture,
right? Because I think we need to normalize being dependent. Like,
well, also not even that. Yes, but I mean within the context of a relationship. If you have a relationship, a real marriage, you are dependent on your spouse.
Yes,
if
that's what I mean.
If your relationship is on the up and up, y'all are locked in, you're good, you're healthy. By most professional opinion, you are dependent on your spouse, absolutely. So when people come into this and the first thing they say and they solo shot is, well, you know, I'm independent, so I just need them to respect that. That means you're bound to drown already. Yeah. You cannot operate at an optimal level. You cannot really succeed in a marriage if you're independent and I'm independent.
You can't exceed.
It,
I agree with that only because I do think autonomy is important, and I think that's what I think people are trying to say. Like I want, like to have a sense of self is important, but I'm very much dependent on the universe and ecosystem my husband and I are building.
but then, sure up your education.
What that mean?
That just means you don't understand the English language.
But I think
You understand what I'm
they're
saying?
trying to get at like a sense of self. Like I don't want
No, right. But I'm saying everybody is throwing around this word, this independence.
exhausting.
You understand what I'm saying?
And I really do blame Destiny's Child.
No, bruh.
I do. And the more I think about it, I think about like, I really do blame Destiny's Child. I think like, and not even like in a bad way, like, all right, it was a vibe, blah, 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 it was a pop. But now nobody was saying I'm an independent woman. Prior to.
You're right. We might need to do the research.
I'm not even
that.
kidding. Like I think somebody should do a social study because I don't even think that was a thing. Yes, people should know I am capable. Like I am for sure capable.
Yeah.
But in truth, listen, my thing is I'm a damsel in distress. I can't do nothing. I ain't got no money. Okay? I can't do nothing. He got the money. We go by, I'm like, he got the money. He got the fucking money.
And being capable is well and good. But you cannot, be in a successful relationship and not be dependent on your spouse.
Yes.
So
I think that's the thing.
And I don't know why they just let these people just ramble and they talk.
But
and
it's
they
a
throw
place
the
from
word
being.
around.
It's hard to be vulnerable when you don't know people, and I think that a lot of times people are speaking from a space that's not vulnerable. Like because if I'm being vulnerable, then I'm very dependent on
right.
it. And even when we're arguing, me and Joe could be arguing and not talking to each other, and I'm dependent on his energy. So like I feel like I'm not operating at 100% because I'm so dependent on his energy that my brain I can't get stuff done.
Right. I just don't
makes sense.
But it should make sense if you are understanding of the concept of team, right? Imagine you are on a 5-man basketball team and everybody is independent. You'll never win a game. Like the point guard has to be dependent on what the center does. The center has to be dependent on you'll never win a game if everybody is just operating from their own independence. So why would you go into a marriage with the idea that like I'm independent, I'm going to remain independent, and I just want somebody who respects that? Like 5 people have said that in the very beginning of these seasons for like the past like 3 or 4 years, and nobody is checking them on this.
Yeah, and I feel like what's her name? Claire kind of alluded to that, like being dependent as like, it's weird because she's a therapist, so I be trying to give her like room, but I do feel like, and I would say this to my therapist, I think that like I am dependent on my spouse. Y'all can call it whatever we are codependent. You know what I mean? We co-sleep, we do all of that. When I go to bed, Joe goes to bed. Like,
and I don't know
if I'm cooking, Joe's in the kitchen. We do literally we are codependent.
But I don't know any successful couples that aren't dependent on each other.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
and we kind of got to normalize that. I think we've gotten I think in this war, and this is not an indictment on any of these people. I just think that this is a conversation piece. I feel like and I'm a proponent of this because sometimes I'm a part of the He-Man man-hating club. You know what I mean? Yes. I know I'm a part of that. And sometimes it's like, but in truth, like there's like this deep division, I feel like, between men and women right now.
Yeah, it is.
In where, and granted, it's a number of things, right? It's chicken or the egg all the time. And I do think part of it is that women are at a space where we are hyper independent. We have this unreal sense of autonomy that sometimes when you're in the presence of people who have not met you or don't match that in whatever emotional, mental, financial ways, right? We can't even, it's like, I can't,
yeah.
I'm this, and you can never handle that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think it just causes so much friction. Like you have to, I think in order to really create a happy and healthy environment in your marriage and your relationship, you have to have a level of vulnerability. And if you come in talking about, I'm this, I'm that. You stay over there. You know what I mean? It's not happening for y'all. And that's
It's
just
not. And
it's
I
just
just
not.
want women to be not even in there. It's first of all, and this is not women's fault. So let me say that it's Destiny's Child and men. But what? So I'm gonna put that out there. But I do think I like being around women who are in relationship with their partner, man, woman, or goat. And they feel, I like watching women who feel very secure and very like soft. Not, I don't want to say soft because
But why not say soft?
Because I don't want somebody to take what I'm saying the wrong
but
way.
there's no wrong way about it, and that's the issue. Why are we skirting around
There
these
is a
things
certain softness.
1,000%. I operate within my marriage with a certain softness that I don't in the world because this is my wife, and I expect her to operate the same way. So I think that now we got into this, like you said, this hyper independent, this hyper macho thing where everybody is trying to ding-a-ling slang within the relationships, and you see it play out in these culture wars that take place online, and I think that it's sickening to watch. It's disheartening to watch because a lot of y'all is letting social media take y'all away from winning in your own relationships or even having a relationship.
Y'all not ready to have that conversation.
No.
I want y'all to, but think about this. Think about this. Do y'all remember, me and Joe are people of a certain age, so we're millennials. We've been through a lot of different technological changes. And I genuinely believe one of the biggest things, this is so off topic, but y'all know how we do. I believe one of the biggest things that is ailing partnership and companionship in 2023 is social media. And I think it's because everybody is choosing a spouse that other people are going to like.
Yeah.
And the only people who are in successful relationships right now are in relationship with somebody only they give a fuck about liking. Like,
right.
I don't care if other people like it.
Right.
Does that make sense?
1,000%.
Why didn't it curse?
1,000%. Yeah, I think that a lot of this, the one thing that social media has done is made people pay attention, terribly so, to aesthetic.
Yes.
Everything is aesthetic. What kind of house I'm in, what kind of car I'm driving, what kind of...
How tall you are. Back in the day, you never heard girls talking about he need to be 6 foot. That wasn't even a thing.
Everything, down to what kind of tumbler do I drink out of, because this is going to be on the gram. So it's got to be
a Stanley
Yeti or a I mean, so
you feel triggered?
Oh yeah. But everything is almost led by aesthetic, and now it's affecting relationships. You can see in the past couple years where, just us having conversations with a lot of our single friends and paying attention to the conversation that's happening online, a lot of it is led by aesthetic. A lot of it is it's like, do you even like this person?
The person could be treated. The most fascinating thing is when you're from the outside looking in, you're like, they're treating you right. I don't even understand what we are. And
we've seen this a couple times, and the common denominator is they don't fit the aesthetic that I am trying to project.
It's fascinating.
And that's dangerous.
What's dangerous about it is that we've grown to... Some of us are actual people pleasers, right? To the people around us. So what social media does is amplify that. So it's not just that I'm pleasing the people around me. It's that now I feel like I got to please the thousands and thousands of people who just scroll by and look at my profile.
I mean, down to...
Did I hit it on the
Yeah, 1,000%. You hit the nail on the head. And I think down to after people get married, their weddings. Like
don't get me started.
I mean, it's just like, y'all are doing this for clicks and likes, and it's very clear. Down to the people who are saying stuff that they hear parroted online. Like the guy was going around interviewing people about what they expected. The one young girl said he got to make $250 for me. You know what I'm saying? He like, do you know how many people in the world make $250,000? Like in America? You know what I mean? But this is just because she heard somebody else say it online. Some it girl or somebody said it, and now there's a bunch of people parroting it. The whole thing about the restaurants that's going viral now, that's aesthetic. It's all about aesthetic, right? I don't want you to see. Take me to Cheesecake Factory. I love it.
Let me tell you something. I hate Cheesecake Factory, and I be asking to go to Cheesecake Factory all the time.
Straight up. But it's like
they got a Bible for
the problem with Cheesecake Factory and it's not Instagrammable. And that's the problem.
And that's the only.
That's the problem.
Because guess what? Back in the day, we used to do 2 for $20. Wouldn't think nothing of it.
We might do 2 for $20 tonight. We got 2 kids here.
You know what I mean? We got to feed these babies. So I don't know if I'm being able to.
It's like y'all have to stop letting social media lead your decision making.
Yeah.
Because it is not real. I promise you.
Specifically when it comes to connecting. And I think that what's so clear to me when I'm speaking to people who are dating is their lack of connectivity. Like one thing, I think people typically like me, and this is not to like honk my own horn or whatever, but because I have a way of making people feel seen. Mm-hmm. Like when people come into my presence, you gonna feel like me and you is family. Like that's just who I am. But I'm very good at connecting with people. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, and I think that as we grow into this social media age, this technological age, it's very clear it's increasingly harder for people to connect.
1,000%.
Just connect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Y'all focused on the wrong stuff.
Yeah,
you are focused on the wrong thing.
It's really fascinating. But it's like, I would like to know, like, what you guys think about that. Like, I do think it's like an aesthetic thing. Girl, we used to date ugly people. Y'all should see some of them ugly men I've dated. Okay? Ugly by anybody's standard. You know how people be like, "Oh no, beauty is in the eye of the beholder." No, the beholder said he's ugly.
Not the beholder.
For real. But it's just, it's so. But we never thought like, oh, like my man is fine now. Like now, I'm like want to click it up for the gram. But
my teeth used to be jacked up.
I don't even remember that.
I remember.
I do not. I genuinely don't. I've known him for a very long time.
I can remember.
And I don't remember. But even that, right? But I didn't always look like this.
No.
If
what?
You gonna say no?
No.
But no, in real life, like I didn't start wearing makeup and doing I always had my hair done, but
yeah.
I wasn't that girl until like 26. So all this shit is new, high kid, because I'm really only 25, but y'all picking what I'm putting down. So really just last year.
Yeah.
But but what I'm getting at is that if we were searching for the aesthetic, if we were searching for the approval of others.
But that's what I mean. Like, you brought up, how we look when we were younger, and I think it's so sad because I see it affecting the younger generation now. Like we heard a whole story about a young man who didn't think that he was worthy of asking a young girl out because he didn't have what he saw the worthy men that she would like on Instagram and everything. He didn't have those things. Ooh. So he felt like you should remember it was a thing I think Jamal sent it to us. But the kid, he wanted to ask her out and he just felt like he couldn't ask her out because he didn't fit the aesthetic. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't even anything she said to him. He wouldn't even shoot his shot because he thought she's an it girl. I don't fit what looks like the group of guys that she would go after. That's all social media. But
I do appreciate that because also get on. Because I really do appreciate, like, don't even come over here. You already know.
No. That's sad.
You already know.
That's sad because this is based off of nothing.
But it's based off what his perception of what she may like, not what she actually.
But then the perception of what is a worthy young man. He got to be, what does his Instagram look like? That's what the question is. What does that worthy young man look like? He getting money at 16. It looks like he's driving this, and that's what I'm saying. So now it's affecting. You know what I'm saying? When I was 16, I was like fully married when I was 16. But at the age and the point where I was shooting my shot at anything moving. And it wasn't because I was so macho man confident.
Right.
It was, I never had a thought in my mind that like, oh, I seen her on the gram with, a kid who looked like Bronny Jr.
Right.
And so I'm not gonna even ask her or approach her to go to the dance with me or do something because I don't think that I fit that aesthetic, the aesthetic that I see that she goes after based off of social media. You know what I mean? And I think it's ruining relationships. It's ruining these young kids' minds. It's ruining these old people's minds. Some of y'all sound like fools.
No, don't be nice.
I mean, it's straight up.
Well, talking about the aesthetic, so Michael and his mystery bride, I'm starting to believe this shit ain't even real, to be 100, keep it 100. I really don't. They didn't even show her side of the family.
But why? But let's talk about this. Why are they not showing her face? Anybody who was at the wedding?
Because they all signed. They all signed before they started filming. Everybody
has to sign. So why are they not showing her face and anybody who was in her family friends section at the wedding? Why? Why are we dragging this on too? Because I went on a deep dive. So we are definitely going to put y'all out on a manhunt. Y'all need to tell us who this woman is because we heard it's not Claire.
What's the name they said?
I'm sorry, Chloe. It's not Chloe. So when you look at this, when you just do a basic Google search of it, the name Chloe comes up a lot.
I don't know why.
And somebody hate this woman Chloe because it turns out this woman Chloe is fully married with a kid, and I mean I don't understand how she got involved in it. Apparently it was this Chloe who is an executive for the American Heart Association. Like they found it. Well, it's out there. It's out there. They found her. They found a picture. They found a LinkedIn. They found all of this stuff. And apparently it's not her. And then there's rumors that the Chloe whose name came up is actually his replacement match. So there's a lot of rumors about it. Find us a real name, y'all. Find us a real name and come back here and drop it in the comments.
I think you said something earlier, though, that I thought was really important. You said, like, y'all didn't interview this woman and thought something in her spirit would even, like, y'all have, based on what they say, they have so many extensive conversations about this and everything. Y'all didn't get that from her that she would be, like, a runaway bride.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why I don't believe it's real. I believe this is, like, all, like, I don't think this is real. I don't. Yeah, like they gifted him sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Well, I just don't understand the process. Like, that's what we talk about, the past couple seasons. I don't know that they're doing their due diligence when they're pairing these people. You know what I mean? Past the surface level of he's cultured and she's cultured and he goes to the gym and she goes to the gym. Like, you know what I mean? I just feel like, what are y'all really doing? Like, show us that in a matchmaking episode.
I don't think it's real. I genuinely, like, unless the only way y'all gonna get me to believe that it was real is if you show her. Like, he was on the matchmaking episode. He was like, yeah, I kept everything. But something about him gives me sassy. Like, we love a sassy man. But not in like a, like, like, he would definitely be the one that would get paid to pretend like he was going to get married and got left at the altar. The only thing that gives him away is the fact that his friends were so vehemently, like, one of his friends was riding with him so hard. Yeah. I loved it. He was like, you a gentleman, you this, you a king, you smart, you funny. Yeah. Okay, I loved it. Like, I was like, yes, big him up because this is so messed up. He was like, he basically said that funky dog kid ass. He basically said it, and shout out to him because he's a real one. Yeah. But if it wasn't for that, I would really think all of this is not real. And I'm still thinking he a paid actor. Yeah. He was doing it a little too hard. And I'm like,
at this point, everything's on the table for me. Her being fake, him being fake.
She the one who gave him the crown and the sword. Yeah. And then gonna get to the altar after you gifted him this stupid ass shit.
But that tells me that if it was real, it was all aesthetic. Wow, we just were talking about this. That's what it tells me. If
she saw him and immediately thought
and said, "I can't do this."
I think he is so handsome. I think
it's all aesthetic. If this is real, and she gifted him the thing, and she showed up. She went through this whole process. I think she went and saw him and bounced.
But they're gonna leave a letter. Like, I'm so confused. Like, oh, you're so gracious. So when did you type this letter? Was it before you got to the altar or after?
Right, because
it makes no sense. He still was suited and booted.
This was apparently right after she walked off.
It makes no sense.
So she walked off, immediately found a desk and a pencil and paper.
You see what I'm saying? It can't be real.
Why are y'all trying to play us like this?
It can't be real. It just doesn't feel right.
Come on.
It does. You gave him a sword and a crown, and then you left him at the altar. We don't think that's weird, y'all.
It's hella weird.
We don't think that's weird. So y'all dressed him up like a clown only to embarrass him in front of all these people?
Only to have Keisha Knight pulling him say, keep your head up. Come on, y'all.
I could talk more about Claire and Cameron, but the truth is I don't want to. Oh, she wants to live with someone and grow with them without being dependent. That doesn't even work.
That's what I was talking about when I was talking about the whole I was talking about them and her statements of independence. Like, I need him to know. She said something like, I need him to know and respect that I'm independent. Girl, whatever.
Girl, these men want to be the girls. Y'all can't possibly think that these men is out here stopping y'all from being independent. They
let me
want
tell
to
you,
be the girls.
if he out here respecting your independence, you just at the crib drowning. He like, you independent, right?
I'm gonna learn. I be trying to drop gems. I be trying to tell y'all. Everybody be sending me Share 7 stuff, and I be like, I tell you to host this all the time. Y'all don't listen. Close your mouth and open your ears and be a damsel in distress. You can't do nothing. I can't do nothing. I ain't got no arms. I ain't got no legs. I ain't got no ears. He does everything. Okay? Like, I can't do nothing. I'm stressed out. I don't want to do it. Dependent. So, yeah, I don't have nothing else to say about this episode, and our camera's about to die. So, there's that.
Yeah, well, we good. I mean, we wrapped it up.
I think we hit it.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot of. This wasn't a very eventful episode
At all.
So.
Justice for Michael. Free Michael.
Well, apparently Michael got paired with somebody else. Y'all figure out what's going on and tell us. Some of y'all some of y'all is on the Married at First Sight Black Web because y'all was coming through last season with some gems that wasn't released to the public. I need y'all to get on your job. Get on your job and get into it because we need to know what's going on with this Michael thing. Is he real? Is she real? Where is she at? I need to see her.
I need all the things. So, yeah, we love you guys. Thank you so much for joining us again. Make sure you bust down and say hello. Okay, let us know that you're here. We love your comments and everything. And subscribe to this Mimi Tapping channel because we putting in the work.
Period.
Yep. Bye.